Hi, Ellen here, transformation coach, helping women to realize their full potential and make their seven-figure dream life a reality. Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to realize your purpose and passion in life. I have a lot of people that ask me, how do you know what you want to do when you grow up, right? And a lot of people, are still um, middle-aged people still trying to figure out what they actually want to do with their life. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today because I believe that every single person has a purpose. I'm a faith-based person myself, and I believe that God has put every single one of us on this earth for a purpose. And it's our job to find out what that is and to step into that and live that out. And for me, I always knew, even from a little girl, from the age of a little girl, I knew that I was destined to help other people. I've always loved people. I've always wanted to help people to be their absolute best. I've always had an ability to see the best in people as well. And that's something that I pursued through many different careers over time. I worked with highly disadvantaged, unemployed people, helping them to find sustainable employment for a long time, which then led me into my training and my HR career. And I joined HR because I thought that I could make a difference in organizations, and I could help people to be their best selves as an employee in that instance. But what I found was it wasn't actually as fulfilling as I thought that it would be, and I often came across roadblocks and things that actually prevented me. But I found that my passion for people always stood out. And so for me, it was always like, what I do to help people work out what their potential is what really sets your heart on fire? What is it that you could talk about for 10 minutes nonstop without actually preparing something to say? What is it that like, if money, time, and if money, time, and location was not an object, like, what would you be doing? Who would you be with? What kind of work would you be doing? What would you be investing your time into? Because what you're going to find is there's going to be something there that links you to your purpose. Is it that you love creating incredible dishes and making meals from scratch out of what's seemingly nothing in the refrigerator to an incredible gourmet meal? Maybe being a chef is what your calling is. Is it that you love nurturing young people and helping them to grow and become an incredible person? Maybe working in childcare or in education is going to be something for you. Is it, do you love drawing and creating? Are you a visionary person? Are you a person that loves working with numbers? What is it that sets you apart from everybody else, that makes you different, that makes you unique? What is it that if you couldn't do it again for the rest of your life, that would be horrific to you, and you couldn't imagine that? Are you a person that loves to write? Do you write poetry, or do you want to write a book? What is there something that's always been on your heart for as long as you can remember, this little niggling thing in the back of your mind that you keep on dismissing, that you haven't quite yet allowed yourself to dream about because you're afraid that if you actually pursue that, then that's a commitment, and what if you fail? Because that dream, that purpose, it won't ever shut off. It's going to stay there, and it's just going to keep on repeating itself. So do you always have this little thing? And sometimes it's quietly in the background, and sometimes it's really loud and right there, out there in your face. What is that thing? And what I want you to do is actually write that down. Like, what is that thing? And then start to explore that, start to investigate that more. It wasn't until someone actually reached out to me. I was coaching people through my nutrition business to help them to be the healthiest version of themselves, but I wasn't life coaching then. And it wasn't until someone reached out to me and said that I had been recommended as a life coach for them, and would I take them on as a client, that I actually took myself seriously and went, you know what, maybe I need to actually look at this life coaching, transformation coaching thing for real, and actually do it. And what I found was, yes, it was scary setting myself up into that business, and yes, it was putting myself out there, and yes, it was a giant leap of faith. But what I found was, once I started working with the women that I work with, I was just lit up. Like when I finished my work, I was on fire. I was just, I couldn't get enough. I was just couldn't wait to see the next client. Was just so excited about the work that I was doing and just feeling so incredibly alive and fulfilled. And my husband said, this is exactly what you're supposed to do. So what lights you up? What, like when people go, wow, you, like that's clearly something that you're passionate about and can't wait to talk about, we can't shut you up about that, you know, you get so excited about this. What is it? Because maybe there's something in that for you, and maybe that's got something to do with your purpose. But what I want to tell you is, like, as long as you continue to live outside of your purpose, you're going to find some things that continue to happen in your life. Well, this is my story. Definitely did that. So for me, what happened was I had this upper limit. While ever I continued in my HR career, I had this upper limit where, you know, I'm really good at that. And yes, I have some gifts in that area, but it wasn't my thing, right? And so what happened was I kept getting sick all the time. And when I was training for running events, what I found was I kept reaching this threshold, and then I'd get to a certain point in my training, and then I'd get sick, and then I'd get to this threshold, and then I'd get sick, and I'd have to build up again, and it just kept on happening. And with my work, I kept getting sick. And it wasn't until I actually stepped out, took that leap of faith, went into this business for myself, started doing the work that I am actually destined to do, that sickness stopped happening. You know, my life changed. I started surrounding myself with the right people. I hardly ever get sick anymore. And that's not saying that you're not going to get sick if you start to fulfill your purpose. But if you notice that that's happening with you, maybe that's a sign that you're continuing to do the thing that you're not supposed to be doing. And that's going to continue to happen for you until you actually make the decision to move into the area that you're supposed to be working into that area of your gift zone. So Gay Hendricks, in his book, The Big Leap, talks about our genius zone and our excellence zone, and you've got to work out which one's yours, and you've got to work out what that purpose is. So what ignites your fire? What could you talk about for 10 minutes without any preparation and without any planning or any notice? You could just jump up and start talking about it. And what's that thing, that burning desire in the back of your mind, that little thing that's always been there? Maybe it's been there since you were a little girl, but you've kept on dismissing it and not ever pursued it. But it keeps on coming back, and comes back sometimes really loud, and sometimes it's just this soft little niggle. What's that thing? But if you lean into those things and start to journal about those things, what you'll find is that you'll start to find your passion. And what I want to encourage you to do today is to just start leaning into it, just start exploring it, just start investigating different ways that you can incorporate that into your life. And maybe you can look to transition from the work that you're doing now into creating your own business, doing what you were destined to be. Or maybe you can go and seek out employment in that particular area that you're destined to be in. But I really want to encourage you, life in purpose and on purpose is so much better than just being stuck on the hamster wheel of life. So I encourage you to, seek out what your purpose and your passion is, the thing that really lights your heart up. And what you'll find is, once you're working in that space, life is going to be in so much better alignment, and fulfilling your purpose and doing what you were put here on this earth to do is going to be so rewarding for you. I just can't wait to see. And if that gets you excited, what I want you to do is to like and subscribe to my channel. Maybe leave me some comments, ask me some questions. You can reach out to me on social media as well. Ellen Howland on Facebook, or Health Coach Ellen on Instagram. I'm open to having conversations, so just flick me a DM. I'd love to chat to you.